the two-tone blue B&D roofing bike. Finds Declan 8th place in the championship, just ahead of Sam Lappins, and in 10th place, the rookie to the class, Harrison Crosby, who I'm very impressed with. Larry Carter, I don't know how you feel about that, but I think Harrison Crosby on the front row of the grid this weekend, I think that's a fabulous little result for him.
We saw what he could do in Steckerton. He was on the podium there, the former British Talent Cup rider who has shot up in height a little bit over the past year or two. But yeah, any one of the first 4 rows of the grid, any one of them, they can win this. But the battle has got to be that one of attrition, rapidly running out of races. Aaron Sylvester got the better of Asher Durham last time out, after Asher had outpointed him in the previous 10 races. It really is a battle between the two local riders.
We only have 4 races after this race at Caldwell Park. One at Oulton, one at Donington, and a double header at Brands Hatch. So as Larry Carter correctly says, they are running out of races. They did start to take a lot of points out of Aaron Sylvester in the mid part of the season, but Sylvester has rallied on that A&G Racing Yamaha, the orange number 34. Let's hope he's put the memory of last year, what happened here, to bed when he was last seen beating up Recticel at the exit of Barn Corner. But that was a rain-affected race, and it was all about what tyres you were on and what tyre choice you made. Cam Hall, bike number 8, on pole position alongside Declan Connell and Harrison Crosby for JR Performance. Joe Richardson will be happy. The red flag clears. We're now under starters orders. Red lights on. And away we go, and it's a great start from the front row. Cameron Hawley really has a start, but here comes Jacob Hatch. Cam Hall goes a wheelie, and it looks like Declan Connell will lead as he comes in towards the first corner for the first time of asking, and he does. Declan Connell leads as they go through Coppice up in towards Charlie's. Jacob Hatch into a fine second place after a good start. Cam Dawson getting hung out to dry on the outside as they go around Charlie's, and a good start from everybody so far, still in one piece as we make our way down the straight up towards the crest of the hill, Park Corner. And already Declan Connell coming under big pressure from Jacob Hatch. He wants to go to the front, but Connell leans the bike across the nose of Jacob Hatch and doesn't let him through there. Hatch a little bit tight on the exit of the corner as they go through Chris Curve, and keep it on the side of the tyres. They go all the way around towards the gooseneck now before we pick them back up down towards Mansfield. Jamie Lyons right now in 15th place as he goes through the top of the gooseneck past that huge busy car park in the distance. Asher Durham up the inside of Aaron Sylvester, and down he goes. He takes off Sylvester as well. Sylvester's still on the bike, Durham's bike on its side. Sylvester's going to rejoin right at the very back. And well, there you go, Asher's picked the bike up.
He can't do it,
He can't do that. He's going to realise by now that he's fought off to pick that bike up. He will get a black flag. He will have to come back to the pit. You cannot fall off a bike and pick it up and continue in the Bennett's British Superbike Championship. But that was Asher Durham up the inside of Mansfield on the championship leader Aaron Sylvester. Asher went down. Aaron stayed on the bike. Aaron stayed on the bike but ran well right through the grass. And that is the first lap antics of Caldwell Park. But it's Declan Connell who will lead them down and across the line from Jacob Hatch and Cameron Hall. With what looks like Ed Best in 4th place is Cameron Dawson into 5th place. What a first lap that has been for Cameron Dawson. He really has capitalised on everybody else tripping over each other. And Cam Dawson, the best of the top 4 in the championship right now. And if you look at one of the big screens, you'll see Asher Durham up the inside, ladies and gentlemen. He then too much front brake. How lucky was Aaron Sylvester not to go down there? But there we go, number 64, follower at Mansfield Rider is by.
Straight up the hill.
We'll see what happens on that, and we'll see what further news pops up on my TSL timing screen. I'm pretty sure Larry Carter will be looking as well, because it's not the done thing, but we've had a change of the lead as well. Declan Connell now behind Jacob Hatch, and Connell a bit wide in towards the top of the gooseneck, and that might leave him open to Cam Hall up the inside into Mansfield. But there we go, Larry. In a heartbeat, that upsets the championship.
1-2 in the championship, and Sylvester nowhere near the points at present. It looks like neither of them are going to score points. There's nothing that any penalties can do as far as that's concerned. It's done now as one of the riders goes straight on. But yeah, it's blown it wide open, Duncan. And Jenna will be an interesting spectator now.
That was Gordon McLaren Booth decided to go straight on Coppice. Missed of Charlie that rejoins halfway down the Park Street. But thankfully staying on the bike at a fast pace to go missing into that turn 1. But yeah, but Jacob Hatch at the front here, Owen Jenner could really do with getting a bit of a wriggle on. He's in 9th place. He could capitalise on this. With well, Max Sylvester, looking at Eric Sylvester's in 29th place right now. He will be absolutely livid underneath that RI helmet right now, going round this part of the race. As Ed Best has Cam Dawson issues going in towards Coppice. Dawson is looking pretty racy and pretty feisty. He could also dent everybody's championships. Remember, coming in here, Cam Dawson is the 59 points off the back of Aaron Sylvester, but only 24 points off the back of Owen Owen Jenner, so he can put a big dent in these guys that are just ahead of him just now, if they can make that stick as Cam Hall comes up the inside of Declan Connell, and he makes that look so good from our very high vantage point in the crane at Park. You guys will have picked that up on the main screens around here. We do hope the screen on the inside of Chris Curve is now back and functioning properly. But Cam Hall, well, he's been pretty quick around here in all the sessions. What can he do with that man ahead of him? The man who took pole position yesterday is now ahead, and Jacob Hatch is on a pretty trouble-free run as it stands on lap 3. Cam Dawson has the fastest lap of the race at this point on Nick Morgan's MSS Kawasaki, and he's just nestled in behind Ed Best. Maybe that's all Cam Dawson actually has. He got a very good start, very aggressive in the first lap, and has made it up. Remember, Cam Dawson came from 11th, and he's now in 5th place as they go through Hall Bend. The whole line of bikes together. The other man who was the front row to get Harrison Crosby just getting created the stars. Young Harrison Crosby finds himself not in 6th place, just there as Sam Lappins, who returns with the GNS Racing Kawasaki. But what Harrison Crosby is doing is learning and soaking in all this information all the time. Owen Jenner was under pressure from Joe Howard there, but Owen Jenner just made a manoeuvre going into the partners. Yeah, Jenner moved by going into the hairpin and now holds that position going in towards composite Jack Bednaridge, who is underneath Finn Arscott as they go through turn number 1. It's really not an overtaking place. The amount of corner entry speed they have going through there is something just a little bit special as they make their way through Charlie's and down the straight. The leading 5 now starting to pull away from Harrison Crosby and Sam Lappins. Jenner still under pressure from Joe Howard. Behind Joe Howard we have got Zach Shelton, and we've not said too much about young Zach Shelton this year. Then Charlie Atkins, Jake Hopper, Jamie Lyons, Keir Armstrong, Cam Dixon, Lyndon Leatherland and Joe Farrier in 20th place. Now Aaron Sylvester up to 21st. I am expecting to see his name feature on these screens in the not too distant future, but it's only a 12-lap race around here. Will he get into the points, Larry? That's a big question. Will he get into the points, and how far up will he get?
The problem is, the further he goes up on the leaderboard, the harder the riders become to pass on the dump. So he's done a cracking job to get up from P29 to P21, but if any points his averages, it's got to be a bonus here, given that Andy Durham is not going to have a big fat zero in the point score after this one.
Yeah, I expected something else to pop up on match day, man. I've never seen that with Asher Durham. We'll wait to see what happens. Haven't seen anything else yet. Oh, they just tagged the back of Declan Connell. Declan Connell looks over his shoulder and the hairpin thinks, what was that? Who was that? Oh, it was Ed Best. The Simpson of Yamaha into the back of the B&D Rupert Kawasaki. No harm, no foul. Just a little kiss of love and Cam Dawson capitalises on that, goes through into towards Corbett, up on the inside of Ed Best, and that was all done because Ed was a little bit out of position coming out of bar, and he didn't have the proper run through the corner. Cam Dawson, you don't need to offer that bad much. As we see a replay of the big screen just now, was Ed Best trying to go into the Deco Connell. Deco, I have to say, he left enough room to park a small articulated lorry on the inside of him, and he probably won't do that again, Larry. He'll be very conscious that that gap invited Ed Best into that area. We come through the next part of the circuit now, the big gap there. Have we lost somebody from that? Have we lost somebody from there? As we see him going round towards the gooseneck, it's still Jacob Hatch who leads Cam Hall. Where is Declan Connell gone just now? I'm going to just hold back just now because that's Cam Dawson coming down there with Ed Best, Harrison Crosby and Sam Lappins. That's a battle a little bit further down. And what's that? Oh, there he is. Declan Connell goes off through Charlie's, rides onto the grass. I wonder if something's maybe been done to that bike after that bit of contact. Maybe it's just knocked the back wheel. It was wheel-to-wheel contact, but Declan Connell has gone missing from that position when she was in. He was in 12th place. John Declan Connell, some of the other watching and listening back home, hoping to have to bring that. But the boy is still upright, just onto the grass, and I'll keep my eyes wide to see if he heads to the pit lane for any running repairs. But Dawson right now in 3rd place. He's got himself onto the podium. He's holding off Ed Best, Harrison Crosby and Sam Lappins. But at the front, passing us now, Jacob Hatch and Cam Hall. Now the gap back to get to Cameron Dawson. So we're starting to close the bit. Stands up Volkswagen Matt number 17. That is the man who's in the pit lane, Zach Shelton, who we spoke about. He was in the pit lane quite a lot yesterday. The Melbourne Motorsport rider. He has gone down up at the barn area of the course, but he's perfectly fine on his feet and walked away from that. So I'm going to say the fastest lap race, the 1:31.252 has just popped up, but the gap back from Cam Dawson to the leaders is 1.8 seconds. We need to keep an eye on that. Zach Shelton slipped off of the hairpin, but badged as being rider okay, which is the most important thing for us. So It's all happening in this race. We are now on lap number 6 of 12, and I'll give you an Aaron Sylvester update. He's now in 18th place as we see a replay on the big screen of Zach Shelton going down from a position just behind Declan Connell, where he was. So he was round about 13th and 14th place when Zach folded the front there. Back at the front though, we have got Jacob Hatch and Cam Hall. Cam Hall looks, Larry, he just looks like he's stalking him just now. He hasn't got too close, he hasn't tried to make a manoeuvre, and he looks very, very comfortable, matching the fastest lap to almost the nearest thousandth of a second as Cam Hall. A 1:31.252 for Hatch and a 2:58 for Cam Hall. So not much in it at all. The Cam Hall just looks nice and comfortable. I would say that, Larry, if he can get the win he can, but a second place will be just as good for Cam Hall. That will be a best this year, I'm pretty sure. We haven't seen Cam any higher on a finishing order. Got a big enough gap back. It was 1.8 seconds. What's the gap back to Dawson? Now 2.2 seconds. The leading two are pulling away from Cam Dawson. Fine fourth place for Harrison Crosby, who's just going ahead of his best in that last lap. And best in fifth place, also Sam Lappin on the TNS Racing Kawasaki. Owen Jenner up to 7th, Larry. That's good for Jenner. That's more championship points he's taking away from Durham and from Aaron Sylvester, who's still in 18th place. Aaron Sylvester, then with Joe Howard, Jack Fenderick and Mickey Hardy down to 10th place. But as we join back up with the leaders at Park, it looks like Jenner in 7th place, starting to home up towards the back of Ed Best. That's something we need to keep our eyes on. That gap that Jenner has worked really hard, and Jenner does seem to come good towards the end of the races. Owen, there's not a lot of him, but he's very, very fit, and he doesn't start to fade. One thing Declan Connell told me yesterday, massive arm pump in the qualifying session, Larry, and they only did 6 or 7 laps and had huge amounts of arm pump. So that's not a lot of time on the bike route here, and it gives you that credit arm pump. The bike race is absolutely the test, and they don't want too much of it. We see them coming into the whole test area on lap 7 of 12. 2.7 seconds is the gap from Cam Hall back to Cam Dawson now. And young Hatchie, well, he's looking pretty nice here in the front here. He doesn't look too troubled for Cam Hall, and these guys just circulating at a much faster pace than anybody else, and making this look pretty easy right now as they come onto the main straight past our podium point now. There they go. We look back to see the exit of the lap. There's Cam Dawson, who's stolen away from Crosby Lappin. It would be pretty good. Jenner very much in the mix. Jenner could actually get himself into possibly a fourth or even a third place position as we go to lap 8 of 12. Sad now at the top is Jake Hopper, and as he walks away, literally hopping away on bike number 87 on the Jones Dollar Racing Yamaha.
And Sylvester now in the points. He just took 15th place, got into Coppins there. So now Aaron Sylvester is starting to build on that lead over Hatcher. 26 points it was. As far as he goes the leaderboard, that is going to be to his advantage.
That's Jake Hopper's third crash this weekend. Crashed in free practice 1, free practice 2, and he's now slipped off in the race as well. It's been a weekend to forget for that very likeable young man. But that's a very good point, Larry. Sylvester, Aaron Sylvester, 15th place, 1.2 his name right now. As we catch up with Jacob Hatch and Cam Hall into the Mansfield chicane, and behind them it's still Cam Dawson, Harrison Crosby, Sam Lappins, Ed Best and Owen Jenner. You can see him coming through. There's a bit of a gap behind Sam Lappins now, when Ed Best is going forward. Not really being number 8 down there now. That's Aubrey John Wakefield. He's on the street walking away, and then the Sigma Yamaha gets a little bit of attention from our hero, Race Safe Marshals, who put a point of safety. But Ed Best is now focusing on trying to maintain the position he's in at 6th and not let Owen Jenner, OJ, get past as they come out of far corner. Hatch looks like he's got this one under control, Larry, from where I've seen. He was very confident on the power coming out and going past Barn and up at the start line there. Sam Lappins and then Harrison Crosby. Sam Lappins ahead of Harrison Crosby. Crosby looks inside Jenner, tries to go past Ed Best to a good turn one, but he was nowhere near alongside it. That was a big risk for Owen Jenner there. He didn't need to do that unless somebody can just remain calm at all points here at all times. It was Owen Jenner. What he doesn't need to do is in a great position right now. The guys in the championship, well, Durham's not scoring any points in this one, and Aaron Sylvester in 15th place. The gap to Jamie Lyons is only 0.2 of a second though, but if he gets Jamie Lyons, he's then got 3.3 seconds to make up to Cam Dixon.
Yeah, that should have been the big ask, isn't it? So the fact is he should get past Jamie Lyons into 14th position, but then with only 2 laps to go at the end of this one, it's got to be a big ask to get much further up that leaderboard.
Got to say, through the first part of the track, it looks like Cam Hall's the best, and then they get to the mountain, and through the mountain, the hairpin, Hallbend's the hairpin, and Barn, that's where Hatchie looks better on the completely motorbikes Kawasaki. Playing with fire though, right into the white line, and people say
He's going to get him.
Tarmac and Carter's last white line, and literally we saw Tommy Demos give us a graphic example of that going into turn number 1 yesterday, where he left about a centimetre and half away from the grass, around about 150 miles per hour. So that was something a little bit exciting to watch. Hatch, Hall and Dawson, your top three as it stands just now. Then Lappin's in a very good fourth place. I spoke to Sam during the weekend. I said, look, it's just a finish is what you need to go. I know. I said top 10 good, top 5 good, the rest of the podium would be brilliant, but you've got to finish. We've got to do this and not finishing it. Owen Jenner alongside and towards turn number 1 and 2 on FF. Owen Jenner goes into P6. Good move for Jenner in the championship. But remember, Jenner is only 9 points behind Ashton, and this will move Jenner into second place in the championship. This race at Caldwell Park, and here comes Cameron Hall on lap 10 of 12, starting to have a look. That was a bit of a dress rehearsal on Jacob Hatch as they left Charlie's and up towards Park. A really good run through there for Cameron Hall, and he didn't show his hand, Larry. He didn't know that he could get a good drive, but he didn't actually show Hatchie how close he was to getting past him. I consider that rear seat, you know, Jacob Hatch's bike, Larry. It's a little bit, shall we say, wonky-donkey right now.
Oliver Barrett knock him?
Oliver Barrett knock him didn't slow him down, did it? No, it certainly didn't. Well remembered scoop. And is that Jenner now ahead of Crosby as well? Has Jenner slipped up into 5th place? Yes, he has. Good spot here as we see that at the back of the screen. Owen Jenner, there's nothing like self-paced, really, is there? Owen Jenner up into 5th place. Next man ahead of him. What can Jenner do here? This will be an exciting one as we come through the last couple of laps of this race. We watch them move through all bends towards the hairpin. That's your two leaders in Cam Dawson has pulled away from Harrison Crosby, and Owen Jenner now still behind them at this point as they come through the hairpin, so that's changed as well. But Harrison Crosby really showing great things here, stepping up from the RG Talent Cup as we see a replay of that off just now. Who's that? Oh, Sam Lappin goes off to the bottom of Mansfield, stays on the bike and rejoins right ahead of Jack Fenderich, and he's just dropped down to 9th place. So Sam Lappin's with a small mistake, but still didn't fall off the bike, just runs off the road. Whether that was an attempt to get past that went wrong. But let's watch Cam Hall now. He's right up into the split. He's coming out from Charlie. This is where Cam Hall was good. Lap 11 off 12 is alongside Jacob Hatch. Does he go up the inside? Yes, he does. And it's a lovely controlled manoeuvre from Cam Hall. And he passes Jacob Hatch going in towards Park. That was pretty special from Cam Hall. Didn't look out of shape at all. Very much under control on number 8, the Triple M powered by Nationwide Electrical ZX6R. Cam Hall this year comes back with different colours, and that's the second crash for that's young Carl Harris, who has gone down up at the hairpin now. So quite a high rate of attrition in this race, and especially up at the hairpin. Carl Harris down but up on his feet and walking away from that area of the track. Cam Hall has lit the blue touch paper. Look up, he's gone now. He's starting to pull away from Jacob Hatch. And Cam Hall last year was very much green and black Kawasaki colours. Complete change of colour scheme for this year. Maybe a new sponsor brought on board, and he's all black and purple. The bike looks fabulous, and the cupcakes that got delivered to the company box, Larry, well, they were special as well, weren't they? Oh, sorry, I forgot about it. Yeah, the look from down there up towards me as Jenner has a go. Harrison Crosby, and almost as Joe Howard pass him as he makes that manoeuvre as he come out of Barn Corner. This is the last lap. We're starting it now. Cam Hall in the last lap. 1, 2, 3 goes through first corner. If anything happens between those guys in front, I'm going to say Cam Dawson is in a perfect place to pick something up here. He's starting to catch back up to Jacob Hatch. He's only 8/10 of a second away in 14th place. The championship leader in Sylvester. 2 years in the Trot. Caldwell has been an absolute disaster for the AG Racing man. But in the last lap though, up they come. It looks like Jenner thinking about a manoeuvre. That's a long way back for OG to make that stop. Can he get that in there? Yes, he can. Lovely controlled manoeuvre from Owen Jenner to get himself into 4th place and ahead of Harrison Crosby. He came from such a long way back on the baby blue Jenner Yamaha bike number 86. That was pure mullet power, that. He definitely used the brakes well there to get up alongside. I didn't think he was going to stop that for Park Corner, lad. He raced up at the end best now, going past Joe Howard as well, going down towards Mansfield. But it's all about Cameron Hall as he leaves the Mansfield chicane. He heads in towards the back and bottom section of the mountain. He goes through the left, through the right, and up to the crest of the hill, past all the spectator bankings and the camera seekers. I would imagine all the photographs that will be taken from Caldwell Park this weekend. And it's Hall next. Cam Hall going through the last couple of corners, through the motions here as he comes in towards the hairpin. but this is going to be an emotional moment for this young man as he comes in towards Barn Corner. I can't remember Cam Hall taking a victory. He comes out of Barn Corner down towards the checker flag. Well done, Cameron Hall. What a victory that was for him. He takes the victory. And Owen Jenner gets third on the last lap from Cameron Dawson. What a last lap for Owen Jenner to get himself up into third place. That is a huge, huge race for Owen Jenner, considering his two main championship rivals. One finishes in 14th, Aaron Sylvester, and Asher Durham doesn't score any points at all this weekend. Sensational stuff. It's Cam Hall, though, who wins the race on his number 8 Kawasaki. In second place is number 96 Jacob Hatch, and 86 Owen Jenner with the lap of his life towards the end there, passing Harrison Crosby and Cameron Dawson to take that final step on the podium. These guys will all meet Larry Carter up there on the side of the commentary box podium in a couple of minutes. In 4th place, number 2 Cameron Dawson. In 5th place, number 69 Harrison Crosby. 6th place, we've got Ed Best on 44, and Joe Howard on 48 comes home in 7th place. Jack Benrick on bike number 19 comes home in 8th. Good result for him, ahead of Sam Lappin, who made a small error on his racing return on the number 11 G&S Racing Kawasaki. And rounding out the top 10, bravo that young man, number 77 is Finn Arscott, and he'll be delighted with that top 10 finish. Behind that, Charlie Atkins, Mikey Hardy, Declan Connell recovering to a good 13th place there, as is Aaron Sylvester in 14th. The Jamie Lyons, Cam Dixon, Lyndon Leatherland, Lewis Jones, Joe Farragher, and on his first ever outing in this class, Adam Brown for Completely Motorbikes Kawasaki finishes in 20th place. But special stuff this weekend. That lap, Larry, that last lap by that man Jenner was something just a little bit special. He will be smiling all the way there, and even more so because he gets to catch up with Larry Carter after this race. Let's quickly hand back to the studio for a quick commercial break before we go to Dynamics and then Larry Carter.
With all the British Superbike news and insights, this is PSP Radio with Duncan, Larry and Diana with Kawasaki K Options.